Hello, hello, Bethany from Just Be Scrap. Welcome. Today I want to share with you a project that is near and dear to lots and lots of people online and certainly throughout the U.S. This was inspired years ago by Allie Edwards. If you have not checked her out, please do. She is a fantastic photo journaler, documentationer. I don't know what she'd even call her. She does do scrapbooking, but she's more about preserving stories and memories and that type of thing. She doesn't really do a lot of the fancy all scrap tech and stuff like that anymore. Some of her older stuff she did. But this is one of her projects that has taken a life of its own. It is called Week in the Life, where you actually consciously sit down and document one whole week. From the time you get up in the morning, what you eat for breakfast, what you do at 10 a.m., what you do at 10:15 a.m., your nightly routines for if you have kids at home, what they do, if you have young children, what your routine is to help them get ready for bed, stuff like that. Maybe what you do for a living, your job, if you work at home, if you don't, those types of things. So this was my week in the life. I just used a Studio Calico book for the covers, and then I added, of course, some of their pages in it, and then I added my own. Allie, speaking of she, did what is that, PDF file a couple years on her blog where you could download it. So I downloaded it. I resized mine and then print it to where I have it on both the back and the front, the two different styles. So like this style right here is my day in the life for Monday. This is from 4 a.m. all the way down to 3 a.m. So everything I did, now I could list it, very technical terms, shower, eat, take out trash, those types of things. I'm not really a list girl, so I had to break mine down more into segments. So like from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. I was doing my job. So I wrote things in that section of time from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m., things that happened throughout my day that maybe I wanted to remember. And then I also made this one a pocket, so I have lots of stuff sticking out the top here. I added tea bag things, things that I was drinking at the time. There's my business card that I was trying to come up with. I did pictures. All the pictures I did this year for my week in the life were Instagram shots because I'm addicted to Instagram. Totally love that. So I print all my pictures at home. So they're all printed here. And then I just threw them in my book, depending on the day. Now there are some random shots, like my makeup brushes. I use those every day. So I could put it on any day of the week and it would still apply. Doesn't have to be the day I took the picture, because there might be days that I take lots and lots of photos, and then other days where I don't hardly take any photos. So that way I can use those as what I call fillers. And actually all of those ones on there, the coffee mug for work, and then driving to work or wherever I was driving to at the time, all of those could be filler photos. So, and then more of the random things. This was the tea bag, thingy that the tea bag came out of. Another one of the sheets for Tuesday with some stuff stuffed in the top of it. More pictures from the day. I did an extra page in each of my days so that I could actually journal some stuff and, kind of remember what I wanted to remember. Here's a bank envelope. I had a candy necklace from one of the places we stopped. I tried a new coffee. So just random things that I throw in throughout my thing. I think that in the next 10 years, 15 years, when my girls are older, and they're like, Mom, what did we do? What did you do? What was life like? And, we can sit down with these books. I don't do mine every year. I do them every 2 years. But it really gives a real good look at how you spend your time, how you spend your days. What fills up your free moments? What fills up your work moments? When you're home, what do you do? So that kind of thing. Are your kids in sports? In my book, I even added a little mini book, and I made it from like different papers that I just printed off the internet. And as you can tell, I have no journaling whatsoever in this yet because I'm really bad at journaling. I used to years ago be a great journaler. I would keep a diary or whatever you want to call it. And I work with my hands all day, every day. I have for the last 15 years. And it's really hard for me to sit and write with a pen for very long. And I don't want to type on the computer because I don't like that either. So I just don't. I don't document anything. This was a lot of writing for me, obviously. So, but anyway, so here's just more random stuff all the way throughout the week. Lots of photos, lots of things even going on in our community. This was one of the doctors that I've been seeing off and on for years. She actually opened her own practice. I thought that was really cool. So I added it in. More stuff I've added in. We do a pizza night every Friday night, so I added that in. This was work talking about how this was the school district talking about how all the dollars are spent, blah, 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 So just anything you want it to be, anything that helps you recall details of your everyday living, because really that's essentially life. Yes, there's the great big grand vacations to Hawaii and whatnot, but you're going to have maybe one or two of those. If you're really, really lucky, you might get 3 or 4 of those. But, one book can cover all of that. A day-to-day life, it changes so fast, but we don't realize it because we live it every day. It seems like the same old, and it's really not. When you start breaking it down from one year to the next year to the next year, it really does change, and it can change drastically very fast. So I encourage you to try a project like this. It does not have to be as in detailed as mine. You can make it a photo for a week, take a photo a day or something like that. Do that kind of challenge first and see where you come up, write a sentence a day about your life, something that represents your life, any kind of way, shape, or form that helps you to really preserve this precious time that we have here, because, it's eventually we're not going to be here. And, if you're one, especially that has children or family members that are younger than you, these memories need to be preserved for them, if nothing else. So keep that in mind and check it out. Check me out if you want. My blog is justbescrap.com. And thank you so much for watching.